Fletcher. Yeah, let's go. It's the FYR podcast. 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 It's the FYR podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the FYR podcast. I am your co-host, Michael Wright. And across from me, as always, is the oldest man on the damn planet, the one and only, the Compton Superman, Mr. C.T. Fletcher. Pops, what's the word, sir?
Man, it is a pleasure to be here today. I'm the oldest motherfucker on the planet, sitting next to the ugliest motherfucker on the planet. But we have a special guest in studio, the man responsible for many of the guests that you see here on the FYR podcast, Mr. Antoine Monteasy Moore.
But before we get to our guests, I got something I want to discuss real quick. And Pops, I want to address this to you. And I've told you this stuff in private, but last night, it's some clips coming of some stuff we did this weekend. But last night we got to attend AEW Revolution out here in LA at the Crypto Arena. Absolutely amazing time. And for me, it was just one of those surreal moments where I'm sitting there like, this is I can't believe this is part of my life. And so I just want to tell you, Pops, I appreciate the hell out of you. My life over the past year has taken a turn that I was not expecting when me and Kim moved back here. And everything that has happened has been solely because of you. And I just want to tell you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to say that I told you that privately, but I want to make sure I say that in front of everybody. You have changed my life for the better.
Man.
And I appreciate the hell out of you, and I love you more than I can ever put into words. I am forever indebted to you for what you've done for me, not just with this stuff, with the podcast and all this stuff, just what you've done for me in my life. You have been super instrumental in a lot of things that I have done, especially getting my health and my life back on track. I can't thank you enough. So I just want to tell you in front of the world that I got a special place in my heart for you, and I love you to death, and I just want to thank you so much for everything you've done for me and my family. So I appreciate you so much, Pops. I just want to put that out there before we do anything else.
And you know I don't like that kind of shit. we just friends. That's all. My brothers, like my son, and we talk shit about each other every day. But that's how you know I love them. Mm-hmm. I don't talk shit about you and call you a bunch of names, and you ain't really my friend. You may think you are, but you ain't. If I don't call your ass, some kind of Coke bottle head motherfucker, something, and we ain't tight. Get to be so many different motherfuckers, and okay, then we tight. So love you to death. Thank you. But I didn't do nothing, as you know.
Damn that. You done a lot. And so, again, I just wanted to put that in front of the world and just say I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me go on this journey with you, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So just want to thank you for that. Now, enough of that mushy-ass shit.
Let's get to the guests.
Before we get to the guests, and I told Solomon back here behind the camera, so many of y'all be in the comment section talking shit about my man Solomon and lighting, because y'all say I look extra black on camera. Look, let me tell y'all something. I'm just this black. It is what it is. It's light. It's plenty of lights all over this place. I'm 2:00 in the morning black. It's just what I'm born with. I wouldn't change it for the world. So y'all stop dogging my man Solomon over here. He's doing his job. He's amazing at it. It's not him. It's me. I'm just black. Extra black. And ain't nothing wrong with that. So
what? You know what smart is? Oh man, get to the guests.
Anyway, back. So again, I need you guys to understand something about our guests. I linked up with this brother, I think early on in the summer when we first started the show. I had been following him. He does a podcast with Swerve Strickland from AEW, the Forever Champion. Don't get that shit twisted. He reached out to me, and this brother has been so instrumental in what you guys see here on this show, and I want to also publicly thank him.
Absolutely.
I will tell you guys this. When we started this podcast, I've done other podcasts, but not to this magnitude. And so I kind of went into a lot of this stuff blind, learning on the fly. This brother reached out to me just out of the blue. We connected. Sometimes you just meet people and everything is right. You connect, you come together, and it all works out. And this is why I know God is real and God works. in certain ways. It was a reason he connected us because he has been instrumental in some of the guests we've had on this show and just helping me behind the scenes with what we do here. So, again, I want to welcome to the F Y'all podcast somebody I hold another special place in my heart for because this brother went above and beyond for me and Pops, and he didn't have to do that.
Yep.
He didn't have to do that at all. He didn't know me from a can of paint, but he reached out and he was like, brother, let's connect. Whatever you need help with, I got you. If I can connect you with this person, and he's done everything he said he was going to do. He's done that and more. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the F Y'all podcast. My boy, my brother, Mr. Antoine Monteasy Morris. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for the roses.
Yes, sir, brother. You deserve every single one of them.
Peace.
Brother, let's before we get we're gonna talk about you, but I want to get into last night. Like I said, we were at backstage at AEW Revolution,
Yes, sir.
and that was my first time going to an actual AEW event. And bro, they treated us like kings last night.
Yeah.
You were there. I want you to tell me, and this is not new to you. This is what you do. So I want to know, what was last night for you? How did you feel coming out of the show? What'd you think of it? What was the energy like? Just tell me about how last night was for you.
Last night was a great experience being at Revolution for AEW, man. I being in this long in wrestling, it never gets old. Like, it never gets old. You could sit there and when I first started in wrestling, and my 11-year anniversary just passed February 27th in wrestling. Thank you. It's like, it's a feeling. That you can't explain it. It's one of the most addicting and loving feelings because it's like they say, it's a male soap opera, male and female soap opera.
Yeah,
absolutely. But it's even though they say it's scripted or whatever, just the physical combat and the storylines, it's nothing like it. I've been to music concerts, I've done concerts, there's nothing like sitting back and watching that.
Yep.
It does something like to your spirit and to your emotions that is just different. The adrenaline rush of just watching them, these guys do these athletic moves, flipping all over the place. You'd be like, I can't do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and like I always say, wrestlers are real.
Some of our pictures.
Yeah, right
Mr.
there.
Swerve.
Yes, sir.
The forever champion. And let me give Swerve his flowers since we got that picture up. Somebody else that Mr. Monteasy over here connected us with. Me personally, being a wrestling fan as long as I have, I said, I'm about to be 47 years old. I've been watching wrestling damn near all my life. Been a fan of Swerve for a very long time. So the fact that I could text Swerve, talk shit with Swerve, and actually getting to meet him in person last night, that brother is absolutely amazing. And I think he's starting to come around where he's getting the flowers he deserves, but I'm going to give them to him right here on the F Y'all podcast. Mr. Swerve Strickland, you are the man. You are that dude, and can't nobody say nothing negative about you in front of me. I'm going to put it like that. Like, that is a real brother right there, and I appreciate everything he's doing for AEW and just the wrestling business as a whole. He is showing us something I don't think we've seen before, like just his he's got it. He's got it.
I want to say this to Swerve myself. After your goddamn match, I was tired of the motherfucker.
Yo, bro.
Took me on the roller coaster,
You see,
man.
bro, I got my black ass up in there. I said, man, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Like, it's watching him, and the funny thing is about him is, like, he's so cool and calm. Like, me and him are a lot alike. We call ourselves, like, I call him like an inner genius, where he's more inner with, more people are more outward with their genius, and he's more inward. And I feel like me and him are kind of like that in the same way, we're more inward, but when the camera comes on and the light turns on, he be so calm and chilling. Then when the lights turn on, he just turns into a different person. And you like, it's like a real life superhero, man. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
I've seen his entrance on TV, but to see it last night live and just the look he has on his face, like, I don't know, it's hard for me to put into words, but like I said, when people just have that it factor, that brother has the it factor. Like, just his entrance, the way he carries himself, the look on his face. Again, Swerve, I just want to give you your flowers, brother. You are him.
And I have to say this.
I'm looking forward to what comes next for you.
I have to say this. So when I went in the hospital for my heart issue, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up going to the hospital for my heart issue. And throughout this time, for like over 3-4 years, my perspective on a lot changed. This is why I'm going to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
My perspective changed. Ain't nothing changes you than laying in the bed and with them hospital wires and you can't fucking move. And if you stress out too much, your blood pressure shit gonna go up. They won't let you out the hospital because you gotta remain calm. You gotta press a fucking button to piss.
Yep.
And all this shit, shit changing. I went through this 3 times, like a week, 3 times, like 21 days of my life. At week spans, I'm laying in the hospital. That man came to visit me every time.
Oh.
And spent time with me, made sure I was good, drove hour and a half, because we live an hour and a half away from each other in Florida. He said, I'm coming.
Damn.
Every single time he came to visit me just to make sure I was good. And no matter how busy he was or whatever. So the character of that man,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Body.
He deserves all the roses he gets because I know him as a person. I know Swerve as a person. And that man, when I was going through my health stuff, that man has pulled up for me every single time. Made sure I was good.
Oh,
if I was ever low on anything, he made sure I was straight. Recently went through the hurricane in Florida, right?
Yep.
So apartment got flooded out. That man bought me, not only did he buy me a couch, he put some money in my pocket, made sure I was straight.
What?
He bought me a couch from my place. Like he's such a good man.
A real.
That's my best friend. That's the godfather of my children. And I love that dude. So to see him there and get his roses, not only is that earned, but it's deserved because, you know, you give out good energy, you get it back.
Yeah.
You know? And anything, like I said, no problem for anything I could do behind the scenes for you guys to help out, not only for CT, but for you, bro. I just reached out. I said, bro, anything I could do to help, bro. Like, what's wrong with making a connection? What's wrong with that?
Man.
Nothing at all.
You know?
I told you,
Appreciate
man.
the hell out of it.
Yeah,
too.
like I said, I found myself early on kind of flying by the seat of my pants. And like I said, just some of the game you gave me,
Absolutely.
man, you laced me up more than you know, brother. So like I said, you can talk about Swerve's character, but I'm going to talk about yours. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way about you. The character of a person says everything, man. And yours says you a truly amazing young man, and I appreciate you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother. And the thing that I learned, because my granddad always taught me, he taught me a few things. So I'll give you a quick story. So one day we're at a pizza shop, and I'm 13, 14 years old. And this is where a lot of the networking comes from. And I learned this. So we're at 13, 14 years old, we're in a pizza shop, and Flavor Flav walks in. He's with a nice young lady. She was fine. That lady was fine.
Did Flavor have his clock on?
He had his clock on. He lived the gimmick. He lived the gimmick.
Okay.
He had his clock on. He was with this nice, fine Puerto Rican young lady. And he walks in, and then my granddad's like, I'm gonna introduce you to him. And I'm shy. I'm 12, 13. I'm low key. I'm laid back. I'm like, I don't need to, granddad. He's like, no, we're gonna go. He gets up. He goes to me. He said, hey, Flavor Flav, this is my grandson. He does music. He's working on his music thing, and he's he's up and coming. Just want to show you, introduce you to him. And Flavor Flav was like, oh, thank you, man. He was real nice. He had security with him.
Yeah.
He was very nice, and stayed there for a couple seconds, and we went back and sat down and finished eating. He said, the reason why I did that was because I didn't want you to ever be afraid to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Just walk up to somebody and just introduce yourself, say who you are, not necessarily trying to get anything out of them, but just not being afraid to cold approach people and talk to people, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get ahead sometimes. Is I call it being a positive shark.
Yeah.
Not a negative shark. Negative sharks always want something from somebody.
Yeah.
Positive shark can say, hey man, this is what I can do. This is how I can be of service. This is how I can help you. And a lot of times, a lot of people want to help people or do things just to try to get something back.
Yep.
I'm not in that for that. You know what I mean? This man right here, I watched his videos all my life. So
How old your ass?
So I didn't mean it like that, Pop. I'm sorry. But to see that and to say, hey, oh, you work on this podcast? Hey man, anything I can do to help you and CT out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just always was raised with that. My grandma was raised with siblings too. I'm the oldest. So I had to learn how to share my siblings. You know what I mean? I'm the oldest. I got to set the example.
Yeah.
So hey, if I got something, everybody eats together. You know what I mean? Everybody eats. You know what I mean? Well, you're only as strong as each other's crutches. So if I got something that I know that I can help out with and network and build, we're going to do that. Let's team up, and especially as black men, especially, I'm going to do whatever I can for my people.
And I mean, a lot of people, we were talking about it before we came on the air, a lot of people are not like, say what you mean and mean what you say. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, goddamn it, you can stand on that.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's so many people in the business you're in. I'm sure you run into it all the time. Motherfuckers say shit and they don't mean it. You cannot count on that shit whatsoever.
Man, Pop. Yeah, man, we gonna wait. Bro.
Yeah.
We gonna wait. We gonna do this, man. Fuck out of here. Yeah, all right, bro.
Yeah.
But even that, like, I remember I hit you up like before the event when I was like, bro, I said, this is my first time going backstage to an event. Like, what's the etiquette? Like, I'm back there. I know I'm a guest, so I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. And he was like, bro, just talk to people, just network. And that's what I did last night, man. I made so many connections. Will Hobbs, to be exact. Like, talk to Will Hobbs. Like, we got Will coming on the show. Like, it's just, had you not gave me that information, I probably would have just sat back there and not talked to nobody, just
like
trying
me.
Everybody was trying to talk to your ass.
Talking with nobody. I'm like,
Yeah, so I just,
don't
want
to be bothered.
Yeah, not trying to step on nobody's toes. And you was just like, no, bro, just, just talk to people. Don't be overbearing with it, but, just go back there and talk to people.
Yeah,
that's what I did, man. We made so many connections last night.
And that's what it's all about, bro, because I do that in connection working with Swerve or even with myself. It's like, hey, man, there's nothing wrong, especially with a legend of this man and his profile. And I always tell you there's nothing wrong with just being like, hey, man, this is what we do. Hey, this is, CT. You know what I mean? We do a podcast together, hop on the show. You know what I mean? Just, there's nothing wrong with asking.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I got guests lined up probably for the next couple of months, just off last night.
My man.
And like I said, had you not gave me that game, I just would have been just happy to be there. Like, I'm just happy to be here. I ain't gonna talk to you.
Have as many guests lined up as motherfuckers be lined up to.
Ladies and
that's a long line. It ain't that long, is it?
It ain't as long as yours, I can tell you that much. I'm trying to have a moment here and you screwing it up.
It's my job. I'm the entertainment on the show.
Well, you ain't lying about that.
Sensible.
Speaking of entertainment, before I forget, so last night at the show, we had the pleasure of sitting next to one Leslie Jones from SNL.
Hilarious.
When I tell you, Leslie Jones is not only entertaining, but she is funny as all fucking get out. She had us on the floor laughing so hard last night. I just want to bring that. It came to my mind when you said that. If you are not familiar with Leslie Jones from SNL,
check her out.
Leslie Jones is absolutely amazing. Thank you for the entertainment.
Oh my God.
She's something else, man.
Her commentary is second to none.
I told him, I was like, she is the female CT Fletcher.
Oh,
man.
I'm listening to her. I was like, damn, that's family right there, boy.
Man, that's my kind of party. Yes, sir.
Don't let that motherfucker do that to you.
Get up.
Yeah.
She was
Get your ass up.
all the matches. She didn't care who it was.
God.
She was commentating everything. We had a blast last night, so I just wanted to
Yes.
bring that up. But Monteasy, I want to
shout out.
let's shout out to Leslie Jones.
There
But
she
Monteasy,
go. There she
there she is. Yep, I was actually back there when they took that picture. I was back there talking to Bobby and Shelton.
And
as
she's
she walked
strong too. Let me tell you, who put that in there? Leslie is strong. She slapped me on my shoulder and shit during the match. I said, damn, girl, don't knock me down. She is strong.
Yeah, but we had a blast last night.
Yes,
But anyway,
thank you, Leslie.
Tease, I want to get back into you. So we normally try to start off like, learn more about your upbringing, where you from, what was your childhood like. Let's start off there. Where you from?
Yes,
what was
sir.
your upbringing like? Let's talk about your early days.
Yes, sir. So I'm originally from New York.
Okay.
So I was born there. I was born in Queens, New York.
Okay.
And I moved down to Florida at a young age. I moved down to Florida. So I was always back and forth. So I learned a lot of different lifestyles, different people from being from both sides, being in like the laid back part of Florida and the up and hustle street elements of New York. So I grew up around both balances.
Yeah.
So I was raised by my mom and my grandmothers.
Okay.
My pops was in my life, but my pops was still in New York in another state when we moved to Florida. Always had a relationship with my pops as
Your
well.
mama's boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just ask because this the mega mama's boy right here.
Both of us.
I'm a mama's boy and I'm a grandma's boy.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Look here. I will go through the moon
Yep.
and outside the cliffs for them women.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna tell you, I tell my son, I tell a lot of people, you learn a lot about life from being with a strong woman that raises you. You learn a lot.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
sir.
You learn a
Yes,
lot.
sir.
So I was raised, my great grandmother, may she rest in peace. So she moved to Florida when she was like in her 50s or something. She invited my mom, who wanted to get away from New York and the lifestyle. That's the biggest investment that my mom ever made, was leaving, because she had me when she was 16.
Okay.
So my mom had me very young. So she had the foundation of my grandmother helping raise me and stuff. So we all just made the conscious effort to move down to Florida. So when we moved down to Florida, it's been like I grew up around them. So I learned the foundation of a strong woman, of game from a woman. So I learned a lot from that, and learning how to manage women, learn to deal with women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just a great foundation to be able to learn that. And then when I started that, I learned principles from my granddad. My granddad's the one who got me into music.
Okay.
So I learned from my granddad. My granddad always just taught me like foundation. He taught me foundation of life. Like, hey, this is what you do. Keep your word on this. Do this. Stay here. Stay diligent with this. Don't be too emotional on these things. Handle your business on this. You know what I mean? Always learn to decipher. If anybody gives you any advice, take what applies, and if it doesn't, it's cool.
Yeah.
But just learn. Always be a team player. That's one thing my granddad always told me. He's like, look, man. He said, you need to be in 33% of each room. 33% where you're the boss, the man. 33% where you're like just networking across, and then 33% when you're an intern.
Yeah.
And if you balance those three out, you'll never go wrong, because you'll have experiences on each thing.
Yeah.
So like when I work with Swerve, I'm passing him the Gatorade. You the man, bro.
Yeah.
What you need? I'll play my part. I'll get assists. I'll grab rebounds. You score the points. You score 40. I get my 15-5, and we good. I want to win. Then in other situations, I got to score 30. You know what I mean? And then there's in other situations where I just got to grab the clipboard and learn, and just sit on the bench and learn. And I have no problem doing that. So that's one thing my granddad always taught me. So growing up in my foundation, I learned that, okay, in this situation, I don't need to be the man in this situation. I need to just play my role. In this situation, I might need to lead this situation. And also he also told me about leadership, and he said, leadership ain't always trying to be the guy in the front. You could be a leader from the back too. You could be a leader keeping the soldiers going, because every general is only as strong as their soldiers. So if somebody's leading the charge, there needs to be another guy that leads by example. I'm the lead by example guy, and I've always just been raised off that, from my granddad to my grandmother. You know what I mean?
What kind of music did Grandpa listen to?
Oh, now listen. Here we go. Now this is what I want to talk about here.
We were gonna get there.
So my grandmother, she always called me like kind of an old soul, because I was raised off man. So I grew up on a lot of diversity of music.
Okay.
So grandmoms raised me on Bobby Womack.
Oh shit!
She raised me on Marvin Gaye.
Oh shit!
She raised me on Stevie, the Pockets, the OJs.
Don't say nothing about the OJs.
She
like
raised
them
me.
OJs.
I mean, wow. Who I could just name. She raised me on who else? Roy Ayers, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Roy Ayers. I mean, you name it, man. I mean, all the soulful R&B people from the 70s, 80s. Luther. I mean, I had all his. So I had a lot of music collections. Of my grandmother had like the vinyls.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she would always play those, and I always just remembered. I think that's what got me into music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was the it's funny how it goes into your conscience.
Yep.
And you don't know what it's doing. She's playing all these old records, all these old songs, all these old legendary artists. You know what I mean? From the 70s and the 80s. And I'm just listening to the music, and I'm like, that's what I grew up on. So that my music knowledge comes from my grandmother. Then my mom, she was young, so she was playing New Edition.
Yeah.
And Rakim and the early hip hop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she also listened to rock music too.
Okay.
So she had me on like Dave Matthews Band and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wow.
So I had a very diverse range of music, from my grandmother playing the soul stuff back in the days to my mom would be playing jazz, Boney James, and Grover Washington Jr. and Chuck Mangione and Santana and all those legends. So I have a wide, diverse of music. So it's funny how when I started getting into music, I was like, I need to be as well balanced as possible. So my mentor, Sharmello Durant, he produced Put Your Hands on My Eyes Can See for Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
He made that. He produced for rappers like P.D. Pablo. He produced for Belle Biv DeVoe from New Edition.
Mm-hmm.
So he always taught me, he's like, you need to be able to hear anything and be able to adapt to it.
Okay.
So that's how I started my music journey. So all those things you asked from before grew my knowledge. So when I started making music, I took all those inspirations from anything. And even though I rap, all those inclinations of putting songs together come from that. So I'm very blessed and thankful that I was raised on that kind of music. If there's a Luther song coming on from any album, I know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know Power of Love. I know Here and Now. I know everybody. Hey, look, I know Luther beyond Never Too Much. You know what I mean? I know Luther. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's been a blessing, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that.
Yeah.
So this couldn't be ignorant.
Let's talk about it.
Monteasy,
Yes, sir.
Antoine.
Talk to me.
When Antoine Monteasy Moore get him some TT, what kind of music is playing in the background?
Ooh, okay, let's talk about it.
Oh, damn.
So
You know what I was going to
I do. I already do stuff.
listen,
So I'm just like,
let's see, these young guys. Now I'm still young, but these young guys, they ain't putting music on, or if they do, they putting on some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And they try to rush through the pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah. See, I was like one thing my pops told me, he's like, bro, you got to make your time. You got to take your time. And he always said, if they come first, you good. so I
Pop sound like a backbone. Huh?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So music, man, I'm putting on, man. Let's see, what's some songs out in Music Soul Child, Half Crazy. I done put some of that on.
Oh,
I done put on some I can speak from experience. Just in Case from Jaheim.
Oh,
okay.
In the early 2000s, I done put on some damn when it was time to really get the speed up, Got to Give It Up for Marvin Gaye. Yes, sir. That's my go-to right there. I'll put on something. I'll put on some slow, like some Boys II Men to get the mood started. You know, and get her going. All right, like track 1 and 2, set the mood. But by track 4, we getting into some Got to Give It Up. We getting into some what else we getting into? We getting into some who else? Because I got a catalog here. Pardon me. I'm going by my soundtrack here. I'm putting on some of that. I'm putting on New Edition. You're Not My Kind of Girl. I'm putting on the classics, man. Classics.
It's only funny because he asked the same question to MVP and Shelton the other
know.
day on the show, and boy, they had us busting up in there. So I guess that's gonna be a question.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
asking
gonna be my
everybody
question, my go-to right there.
Absolutely. I'm like, look, shorty. I gotta set the mood. I gotta put the music on. We gotta vibe. Like, cause I'm gonna get you here before I get you here.
There you go.
'Cause if I get you here, that shit gonna be soaking. You know what I mean? Guys are like, I'll be telling like these younger guys be talking to like they're 20, be like, man, I'm gonna do this. I said, bro, you get here first.
Yeah, buddy.
Get here first, and then everything, it'll be waterfalls after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta get their mind first before you get the body, you know?
Little Barry White on the end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Turn out the
Let me
lights
get this
back.
back on the rails here because we done went off. We done went off the rails.
Hey man, I'm not gonna get on CT podcast in front, bro. I'm not gonna do that.
Hey.
I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Hey, that's the best way to do it.
Oh, I'm an ass.
It's not the question. It's when you ask the question, and I'm in some other shit. Well, when you gonna get some pussy? Like,
But right now I'm currently on my celibacy journey. Fuck that.
all right. So you said your grandfather was influential in your music career. how did that relationship, what was his support like to you when you say, okay, this is what I want to do, and I want to this is the route I want to go? How influential was your grandfather?
You know what's very important is the thing I do for my kids now is I support all their dreams.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I support it. As long as it's positive and you ain't hurting nobody, what can I do to invest in it? Because, and that's the way that my granddad and my grandma and my mom. So I'm going to tell you how 3 different ways all 3 of these people started. I'll start from my granddad because you initially started with that point. So when I told my granddad I wanted to make music, he bought me a guitar. He's like, I want you to learn guitar. Granddad, before I will finish the lessons. He bought me an acoustic guitar, and he's like, I want you just to get your creative outlet. He bought me a guitar. He lived in Long Island, New York. He bought me a guitar, and he just always poured into me. Any dream I wanted, he just did it.
So important. Yeah.
My grandmother. So my grandmother is the true foundation of me. A true foundation, because I'm still with her to this day. So she literally, when I started the wrestling music journey 11 years ago, I put out my first wrestling record. So my son was 3 years old, and I started in 2014. I started doing wrestling music. So at the time, my son's being dropped off. I was going through some stuff with my crazy ass baby mother. And can't use that against me. and
I need to edit that out.
Fuck no. I didn't have any money at the time.
Yeah.
So Roman Reigns is on TV. I'm watching the WWE Network at the time. Roman Reigns is on TV. And I say, I want to write a song about him. So I randomly just wrote this rap song about the wrestler Roman Reigns and put it out there. But the reason why I say that is because my grandmother gave me the money to go to the studio because I didn't have it.
Man.
All my money was going towards my son. She said, I want you to go to the studio and I want you to record this song. I told her what I was going to. She said, I believe in you. She gave me the $50. I went to the studio and recorded it. Song changed my life and got me into wrestling.
Wow.
Just because she believed in me. And she gave me the money when I didn't have it. And now, you'll meet her next time. I'm going to bring her out here. My grandmother more famous than me back there. Everybody call her grandma backstage at AEW. Grandma, do this, do that. She's like, she's more famous than me. I just passed her the baton. There you go. So also everybody loves her. You know what I mean? Because she's been back there a bunch of times. But she invested in me becoming who I am today.
Yeah.
She poured a lot of money, a lot of time. When I was going through issues with my kids' mothers and everything like that, she kept me straight and narrowed. Yeah. If I had to get my frustrations out and say I wanted to say, I would talk to her about it, get it off my chest, and move forward. Yep. No matter what I was going through with my children, mothers of children, all the stuff, she kept me focused. She always kept me like this because there's many things that could pull you this way, that way, that way. Yeah. She kept me like this. So I'm forever in debt to my grandmother because she's really the foundation that kept me mentally square throughout all this. Yeah. You know, she kept me pushing. She kept me focused. And my mom's the creator. She's my, I call her my detective. She finds stuff on social media for me. She prints my merch.
Okay.
Right. She prints my merch. She gets the shirts and does my designs. Wow. So my family really pours into Antoine. Yeah, and it is I'm blessed to have a great foundation. Yeah. And that's why I believe in giving back so much and just networking, because they pour so much into me. And it's just a phenomenal thing to have this foundation. Without my family, I'm not here. Without them, it's not possible. And I'm so grateful. And, my mother, 16 years old when she had me, that stereotype of young parents and stuff, that the growing pains that they go through, and it's tough. So for her to make it and to be where she is now and her investing in me, I'm so grateful for them. All of them.
I love
it. My mom was 16 when she had my older brother. He's just a year older than me, and he passed away. But 17 when she had me. So my mom was the same thing.
Same age, huh? Same young, man.
So you brought up the Roman Reigns track. That was your start into wrestling. Am I correct?
Yes.
So
how did you get into Roman?
So let's start there. How did that particular song change your life and put you on the trajectory that you're on now?
So I randomly did that song. Something in my spirit just told me to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't, it's just something from the universe that
Yep.
God was just like, in your ear, do it.
Yep.
Randomly, I was like, I never did it before. I was just doing regular music before that. When I saw him on TV, I'm like, let me do this song. Let me just do it. Put the song out, and for you kids out there, this is before everything was viral.
Yeah.
Algorithms.
Yeah.
Everything. I just put it out there and it spread like wildfire. It got to his family, so I ended up speaking to Rikishi and everybody from his family.
Keisha's
Reached
good
out to
dude,
me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Reaching out to him, and they reached out to me, and I ended up. That song has done so much for me. It just passed like the 11-year anniversary. That song just passed 11 years old, and it put me on in wrestling. It literally did. I ended up, rest in peace to the Wild Samoans. I ended up performing the song in front of them,
Man.
in front of them watching,
Yeah.
and his mom, Roman Reigns' mom,
Wow.
in Alabama. They all were there, and his whole family was there to watch me perform the song
Oh, man.
in front of his father. I will never forget those moments.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And his brother, who passed away, Rosie.
Yeah.
Rosie invited me. So, Rosie invited me to Alabama because he was doing a wrestling show. He said, "Hey man, my pop's gonna be here. Roman's mom's gonna be here. Roman heard the record. He loves it. His daughter loves it. We would love you to come out there and perform in front of his family inside the wrestling ring." And I got a chance to do that.
Man.
You know what I mean? So
What an honor.
that song changed my life, man. And then as I started making music in wrestling, I said, a lot of people, so I knew this is universal aside from God, because it was like a lot of people would make music and just try to go straight to WWE.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not gonna do that. Start in the bottom, underground. I went to every wrestling promotion in Maryland. Shout out to my man, Dan McDevitt and Drolix in Maryland, who put me on.
Drolix, I know him.
Yes, okay.
He came from Maryland, so I'm very familiar
Okay,
with
got
his
you,
brothers
got
over
you.
at
Yes, sir.
MLW. I used to go to the shows all the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Drolix was the first theme song I made for somebody that's like independent in wrestling. So he put me on in the wrestling as far as making themes for other people. So I ended up doing that, and I said, you know what? I'm going to start in the trenches. I'm not just always going to try to shoot, because if I start in the trenches, I'm going to be able to build more equity.
Mm-hmm.
I did the car rides with the wrestlers. I helped set up, put up chairs in the ring. And back then, CDs were still around. I'd make a song for people for free. You want a song? You want a song? You want a song? I made a song for damn near the whole locker room, a rap song. I didn't charge a dime. From 2014 to 2017, for 3 years, I didn't charge a dime. And I probably recorded like 100-something songs.
Man.
But I didn't care about the money because I knew the equity would come back.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why I'm able to sit here today, is because of that equity that I banked in when I started the wrestling music. So over time, I made Swerve's theme song back in the day when he was still in the Independence. And then when I met him and he brought me to that next level, I was able to write stuff for WWE.
Okay.
I was able to write theme songs now on AEW. So if you add it from all the years of me doing this, if you include wrestling and all the theme songs I've made, probably like 350 right now.
Damn.
So who did you get a chance to work with once you started making music for WWE? Anybody?
Oh man, so I've made music for Swerve, Taya Valkyrie, who was in AEW right now, Shane Taylor. When Miz and Morrison was doing like the rap stuff in WWE, I did the behind the scenes. I was writing some of that for them.
Okay.
The behind the scenes stuff, I wrote that for them. Music was on the WWE network. I've done a lot of behind the scenes, like writing, like any kind of like music segments and stuff.
Yeah.
I do a lot of writing, like writing in that case. I executive produced the first AEW album that came out.
Okay.
The Who We Are album that came out. Executive produced that. And it's been a great journey, man, doing theme songs for people, because people don't realize how important that song is.
Important, yeah.
And I always tell people, if you want to know, like, two things like in wrestling, if you know it's not hitting. If they come out and it's indifference and nobody cares, or there's no reaction when the song plays. Those are like, you need to make music for a reaction.
Absolutely.
So that's how I end up making my music for them and just making music for the reaction.
So take me through the process though. Like when you're creating a song for, like, okay, if I came to you and said, TZ, I'm a wrestler, I want you to make me a theme. What are you sitting down talking to that person? Are you crafting that song around them and the character? Or what's your process when it comes to that?
So there's two processes I usually go about it. Some people just want it really simple. Body slam, suplex, my name is such and such. And I'm like, that's cool, I could do that.
Yeah.
But I like to make my music universal. If I played this for you and CT, you be like, this a wrestling song?
Yeah.
It won't sound like it. I'll make it so it doesn't sound like one. I'll make it universal so it can be played anywhere. And that's kind of the cheat code. If you can write it to where it can be anywhere, it be played on radio and you won't kind of notice it. And you might hear like one wrestling line, maybe one. Yeah. But it's a strategy to that to make sure it can be to an outside universe. Like I want to be able to play this for my grandma and my mom, and they like it, even though if they don't know anything about wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a strategy behind it. Because if I'm just making a song and I'm saying suplex, body slam, I can write that for 9 different wrestlers, but it's not going to go outside a certain metric. Because maybe CT or your wife might not want to hear that.
Yeah.
But if I play something and it's something that they can gather their ears, a woman's ears, and they be like, oh, this kind of catchy.
Yeah.
And who's this for? Oh, this for wrestling? You wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
So that's my strategy.
Okay. So I got another. You got one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But, okay. Health. We were talking about it a little bit before we got on air.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You have a hell of a story, a health journey, and that's what I want to hear before we run out of time.
Sure, let's talk about it. So,
and before you start, I'm gonna say this. This is another thing that connected me and this brother. Y'all know my health story. Once being 473 pounds, lost 270 some pounds. But listening to this brother's story was so close to what I had dealt with.
Gotta hear it.
And I was like, oh shit. And that was another thing that was like, me and this brother came together for a reason. His story was so similar to mine. And I was just like, I definitely want you to tell that story. But I would just want people to know that was another reason why I felt like I connected with you so much just from your story and once you told me everything you had been dealing with. So go ahead, brother.
So a couple of years ago, for years I was battling high blood pressure. Yeah. And obviously that's a big part in our community. But I didn't realize that stress had a lot to do with it. Ooh. No matter how calm I was dealing with a lot of stuff with my kids' mothers, court, child support, this and that, and the pressures of the business, and a lot of that was messing with me outside of the diet. So, I was battling back and forth medications, different medications, things of that nature. So one day, I'm at the park with my son, and I start feeling like my heart is pumping real hard, and I feel like I'm out of breath. I feel like I'm out of breath. So, luckily, thank God, a grocery store down in Florida was able to give me a few pills just to get me right. But so I go home that day. My son is sleeping, and then my son go home the next day, sitting there playing my PlayStation. I said, "Grandma, I don't feel right. I'm never afraid to go to the doctor. I've never been afraid to go." So I go to the hospital, and they take me, and I had so much fluid in my lungs that I couldn't lay back.
Yep, I've been there.
I couldn't lay on the gurney right without them kind of having to prop me up to sit. I couldn't lay flat.
Yeah,
and it was one of the scariest moments of my life. I really thought I wasn't going to be here anymore because just the way I felt, I felt like I was 1 second away. So I go to the doctor, and he says, "How old are you?" I said, 37. He said, excuse me, at that time, I'm like 34, 35. He said, man, he said, you're very lucky. He said, with your blood pressure, he said, you could have had a stroke at any second.
Man,
that right there, brother.
And he was like, man, you have to, he said, outside the day, he said, what's your diet? So I was saying, he said, get off them sweets. Get off them sweets. He said, that's affecting you. He said, looking at your cortisone levels, it's a lot of stress. He said no matter how many medicines you take, you have to stay cool and calm. And he said you do have heart damage. You have right side heart damage. Left side is heart attack. He said right side, you have right side heart damage. He's like, it's going to take some time for this to recover. He's like, there's going to be time where it's going to be hard for you to go for a walk. But slowly but surely, if you keep pushing, you'll do better. Like, there's some stairs down here we just walked up. I couldn't have walked down up those stairs maybe a year ago without being out of breath. Now I can do it.
Yeah.
And walk totally fine. And now I can walk long distances and watching his videos. About 2 years ago, I couldn't lift 50 pound dumbbells. I couldn't do it. Now I'm in there cranking like 18 of them. Cranking, listening to his shit. Cranking. You know what I mean? So just showing the recovery, but also too, I'm laying in the bed and I just have these hospital wires on me. I'm laying there. And everything in my life, my perspective just changes. It's funny how they say when people are about to pass, they have like this out of body experience. They kind of see their life from the past to where they're at. And that's how it was for me. I'm laying on all them wires. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get out of here, one, if I'm not calm. It's blood pressure issues. So the nurses coming in here and me throwing a fit is not going to help me. It calmed me the hell down. So it totally changed me spiritually. And laying on all these wires and dealing with all these issues, it grazed a lot of perspective.
It shows you what's really important.
It shows you what's really important.
Yep.
So I don't stress out about nothing. I tell people all the time, man. A word, you think 3 + 3 = 15? You got it, bro. You got it, man. Hey, man, I don't know how you come up with that math, brother.
Yeah, but hey.
You got it. I'm not going to barbershop debate you. Yep. I'm not going to do none of that because I keep calm. I just keep my zen. You know what I mean? If I come across people that aren't to my liking, hey, brother, I wish you the best, bro. And that's it. And like now I'm on my health recovery. So when I first started talking to you, I was around like 340, 350. Now I'm at 313. The goal is to get to 250, 240, walk around weight with muscle. So
he gonna do.
So I'm halfway there. You know what I mean? And so the heart damage ended up messing up my lymphatic system, which caused the swelling.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know I know about it.
Yes, yes, sir. So the heart damage ended up messing my lymphatic system up. So now I'm getting like a lot of massages during the week, a lot of walking, a lot of TLC on that point. And then I'm on a strict diet, good protein, vegetables, just staying away from the sweets. If I do chew gum, it's sugar-free. And just to keep away from the candy. I don't smoke. I don't drink or nothing like that. Yeah. So it just grazed a lot of things in perspective of my life. And I'm a father of 4. So, yeah, that's what a lot of the music was being played.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All 4 of them babies, too. And side note, you know you fertile when you don't even nut them. And they say they pregnant. I gotta say that. You gotta fuck y'all pocket. I'll be real. I'm getting phone calls about something. I'm proud. I ain't even nutting you. But yeah. So I ended up taking a lot of time just to get my health together. Yeah. And being around a good community of people that went through a lot of the same heart issues, because people don't understand what a heart issue does. Everybody's like, oh man, you'll be all right. You don't understand what regenerating a heart, once it's damaged, the time it takes and starting from square one you have to take. So now it's just been in the process of taking everything day by day. Yeah. I'm a day by day guy, hour by hour guy. 1 o'clock, let's get to 3.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And thank God for every one of them hours and minutes and seconds that he gave us.
Absolutely. So I couldn't lay down without fluid.
Oh, man.
So without fluid in my chest, I couldn't lay flat. So I was sleeping on a recliner because I couldn't. So I'm at the hospital. Lady, forgot the machine call. I know you guys have probably been on it too. They take that shit and they just start taking fluid out.
Yep.
A bunch of fluid. They got you on diuretics. You just pissing like a racehorse.
Yep.
Pissing. You know what I mean? And like your potassium's low. Make sure you get your potassium. Make sure you take your magnesium.
Yep.
And man, I'm pissing like a racehorse. And you just see the fluid. My stomach is just flattening. I'm there for a week. And all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, I got my damn six-pack back. just all the bloating in my stomach just starts going down. So I was like, look, this is what we can do here. But the diet, we're gonna make sure you get on this diet that slowly brings it down. We don't want you to lose it drastically, but slowly but surely, it'll go down. So now I'm in the gym 4 or 5 times a day a week. I actually went to the gym right before this. I ain't going on CT shit, not lifted, you know what I mean? So it's a day by day thing, man. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be going in my 40s fucked up.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
And I when a couple of weeks ago, when I told everybody that I got to go back in a few weeks to get a stent put in, I knew that was eventually going to come. They thought maybe it might be 5 or 6 years down the line, and then it'll come sooner than I thought, which is fine. But my point to especially these young brothers, like, go to the doctor, get your checkups, because you said you weren't afraid to go to the doctor. There were years I didn't go get checked out because I just felt like and mind you, I'm 400 some pounds walking around here thinking, oh, I'm good. Like, I feel all right. Neglected myself for a long time, and it caught up with me. And I had, by that time, when I had the aorta dissection, I had already lost like 150 pounds already. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm good, and still have this. And it was because all those years of that high blood pressure, it took a toll on the inside of my body. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing now is like, brothers, go get checked out. You don't want to be in one of those situations where something happened and it's just too late, and you just didn't wait. You waited. You end up having a heart attack, or like I said, that aorta dissection could have killed me. And my doctor told me, he said, look, I'm going to be very honest with you. He said, had you not lost the weight that you had lost when this happened, he said, you'd have dropped dead. He said, I'm 99% sure you'd have dropped dead. Going into that hospital, when you said your perspective changes, I remember laying there in that bed, and that same thing you talked about, where your life is it's all flowing back to you. And I'm thinking, this is how it's going to end for me. I was in that hospital for 3 weeks. And they initially told me, and they were like, we just got to be honest with you. Like, you may not go home. That right there freaked me out. So the stress part of it is major. I'm the same way now. I do not let shit stress me out, except for this old bastard. But again, the stress is so, like, the diet is one thing, but brothers, the stress, like, I know there are times, and I was the same way. It was a long time. I thought I was invincible. I was like, shit, I'm cool. But stress can kill you like that.
Well, Monteasy, when he was talking about not being able to breathe and all that fluid, he gave me flashbacks.
Bro, it's some scary shit.
I felt like a fish out of water.
I'm telling you, Pop.
I could not lay flat on my back for 18 months.
Damn.
And I had to sleep back up against the wall for 18 months, brother. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It is rough. People don't understand. I be sitting there crying. And I told the Lord, I prayed. I said, hey, if the rest of my life gonna be like this, please take me. I ain't gonna kill myself, but if I gotta live like this the rest of my life, take me on up out of here.
Yeah, man.
It's rough, man. I'm sitting there you try to lay back, and every time you just gasping.
You don't feel comfortable.
Nope.
You're trying to get a different angle to feel comfortable. And if you sleep, like it's you waking up 3-4 times in the middle of the night, you make you pee because it's alerting your body. You know what I mean? But that can because your brain's not getting enough oxygen from the sleeping. You might be snoring.
Yeah,
It's rough, man. But I'm glad we're all here.
Yeah, man.
And lived to tell the story, because all 3 of us has been through this, and it's just I'm halfway on my journey to where my weight loss is, and thank you guys for the motivation. Thank you.
The other part of your story, to see you, on your health journey getting better, that was the other thing when you connected us with Rashad Evans. So we had Rashad Evans on. It was thanks to this brother right here.
Yep.
When I saw Rashad Evans working with you, it took me back because, what he's doing for you was the same thing he was doing for me. Even I was in Maryland at the time, and, he'd just be like, okay, I'm starting this training app. I want you on the training app. And that what got me really into the gym and really just going hard and trying to get my life back in order. You know what I'm saying? I had no desire to be I just wanted to lose the weight. And it wasn't like, okay, I'm not trying to get in the gym and put on no muscle. I just want to lose the weight. But once I started getting under his program, that shit became addicting. And that was the part that took me out, because when I was already starting on this program, when I had the aorta dissection, and they basically told me after that, they were like, you can't lift weights anymore. It'd be too much stress on the dissection. And I tell people all the time, I called him, I was like, Pops, they said I can't work out no more. And the only thing he said to me, he was like, are you dead? I was like, no. And he was just like, well, fuck it. We had to tweak the program, but you ain't dead, so you ain't giving up.
Got to get to it.
And that shit kept me motivated, man. It was like, so like I said, to see that connection you had with Rashad kind of reminded me of the connection I got with him. So that was another thing that just drew me to you. But before we get out of here, I want to touch on the new stuff you got coming on. You got some new music out. First of all, let's talk about Cold Blues, which features one CT Fletcher over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
yeah,
shout out to my man Ghostface from Wu-Tang who threw me that assist. And I was sitting back and I'm like, man, I need some motivational shit. I need some motivational shit on this record. And
you did it. We did it, recorded it right here, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I ain't heard the song.
I
ain't heard it in the song. Oh, did I?
I sent you the song, Pops,
Damn,
and you
I'm
was just
old
like, oh, yeah, this is
motherfucker.
bad. I like this.
Yeah.
Because it's got the blues feel to it. It's called Cold Blues. It's
Let
got
me hear this shit again.
Oh,
thank you,
my
man.
God.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Pop.
Over the motherfucker with this shit should be everywhere, goddamn it. I should be sharing this shit all over.
Pop, I
Thank
sent it to you. Like,
Thank you, Pop. Thank
this
you.
is why
Thank
my
you.
stress is so high.
man.
My stress is high because he don't remember shit.
That's true. There we go.
Thank you.
Damn, you got my face on the motherfucker.
Pull that back up.
Oh, damn. look
Yeah,
at that.
that's we recorded that. Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Hey, man.
So
I'm
tell
over
us
the
about
motherfucker.
Cold Blues. What was the inspiration behind that track?
Oh man, so the record, the motivation behind that record was I wanted to make something that was like my comeback into music outside of just wrestling, and I needed something. I needed a strong impact, and I was sitting there listening to the song. I was like, it's missing something. So that's when I hit you up, and I was like, think CT can do an intro for me for this. She was like, oh man, I'll get it done. And you guys blessed me with that. I was like, I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the song. And then I'm gonna go into Ghostface part, then my part, and I can't tell you the response. So I'm like, "Oh, you got CT Fletcher doing Yo, bro, you got CT Fletcher on your shit?" Like, man, just the response from it, man. I'm so grateful.
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
Grateful.
Thank you, thank you so much for
Thank you for even including me
for that. And I just, I'm just blessed and so thankful. The response has been great. You know what I mean? And it's been so much fun. Not only getting back on my health journey, but just being able to connect and have this. This is bucket list for me.
Yeah.
Not only Ghostface from Wu-Tang, but CT on the same song.
Like I said, man, it was something I told him. I was like, man, this brother just done a lot for me in the show. And he was like, man, whatever you need. So we actually recorded the show. We sat right here. He filmed it. He did that right on this
Damn,
microphone.
I'm looking at this shit. When did I do that?
Oh,
Well, that's what happened when you get old.
I remember when you did
You
it.
remember?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, the
Yeah.
motherfucker, boy.
All right, then you got another track that just dropped with one LaRussell. So tell us about that track.
Yes,
What was
sir.
the inspiration
Yes,
behind
sir.
that, and how did you connect with LaRussell on that track?
Yes, sir. So I just reached out to him, man. I just reached out to LaRussell, young guy,
Yeah.
best one from Cali, from the
Yeah,
California,
from Oakland,
from
from
Oakland.
Bay.
You know what I mean? And he, I just sent them the record, and I said, hey man, this is what I got. I just sent them the instrumental. I had no blank canvas yet. I was like, hey man, this is what I got. It took about a month or two for him to reach back, and because he don't do songs with us anybody, it has to intrigue him.
Yeah.
So he just sent it back to me, and it was like, hey, Russell got something for you. And he sent that to me, and I was so ecstatic and so happy that he did that for me, And I went to the studio, recorded. That's one of them records I sat with for a minute. I was like, all right, he ain't gonna send me. I ain't gonna do no bullshit. You know what I mean? He sent me that, and it's out now. Stomp Out on all streaming platforms right now. Monteasy featuring LaRussell, Stomp Out, and man, I am blessed, man. This record is doing great, and I'm just happy to not only have that creative expression, But just to still be doing this after all the health stuff and everything, just to be doing what I love. Like I said, when it comes to wrestling, I'm just doing side missions at this point. I get to have fun now.
Yeah.
All the industry stuff, everything's been exposed. We know who ain't shit.
Yeah.
We know who did dirty on contract. The world's been exposed to everything. Now let's just have fun.
You're being blessed because you are such a blessing to other people.
Thank you, Ken.
That's what it is.
Thank you, Pop.
That's it.
Yeah, man. So before we get out of here, we always got one question. How we gonna start ending these shows now? And you got to answer the question now. It's been hard for the people we've asked for some strange reason.
Let's go.
But this is
It's
the F
kind
y'all.
of ignorant.
Yeah, it's an ignorant question. It's the F y'all podcast, so fuck it. Monteasy, you get to slap the shit out of anybody, past or present. It don't matter who it is, living or dead. Who is Monteasy slapping the shit out of? No repercussions. You just get to slap the shit out of him. Who is Monteasy slapping the shit out of?
Get to slap the shit out of somebody.
Yep. I mean, just
Past, present, celebrity, non-celebrity, friend, ex-friend, don't matter. It don't matter who it is.
Donald fucking Trump.
Damn.
Get it right in the pussy, motherfucker. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir. I will, like, that guy there, if I get a free one.
Yeah, free, no repercussions, no nothing.
I mean, I'm whining that shit. Man, my heart gonna be back to 100% with that slap. I am slapping the shit out of him.
Right
Fuck
in the
that.
pussy.
Right in the pussy.
You like this shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, sir.
Damn.
All right. Again, Monteasy, brother, I just want to say thank you so much for everything you've done for me, everything you've done for Pops, everything you've done for this podcast, man. I cannot thank you enough. I am convinced that this is just the beginning of some more special shit we're
Absolutely.
gonna create,
Anything
man.
y'all need. Anything. And I can be
telling you,
connected
brother, like I said, man, you and Shane Taylor have been, and I told Shane this last night, like he's pulling some strings for us with some stuff with AEW, and I'm just like, brother, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But you did it because you fuck with us, you looking out, and like I said, you've been the same way, man. So like I said, I just want you brothers to know, and Shane, I'm gonna tell you what camera, right? This camera, Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
Love you, brother. Thank you so much for all you do. I know I've told you this in private, but I'm gonna tell you in front of the world, brother. You have been more instrumental to this show than you can ever imagine. You and this brother right here. So I want to thank both of y'all so much for everything you've done for us in this show, man. Like I can honestly say I don't think I would be this far along if it wasn't for you. Like in all seriousness.
Hell yeah, I say the shit too. I second that.
Like
Absolutely.
I said,
I was so proud to see you guys when I saw that film on AEW with the Hurt Syndicate, and it just makes me so proud to be of assistance and anything that I could do to connect. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being Stockton and Malone, pass the damn ball, and how can we help each other win? Because we all get a trophy at the end of the day.
yeah, man. So like I said, I just know just certain shit, like that shit probably wouldn't have happened
Yep.
had you not given me that assist and helped me this far. Like,
Peace,
man,
man.
this thing is growing legs. You know what I'm saying? It is growing a lot faster than I even expected it to grow. And like I said, just from where we started with him not even wanting to do this shit in the beginning, he was just like, I ain't doing no goddamn
He said, well, we
podcast.
go,
Absolutely.
He said, well, if we do it, I said, if we do the motherfucker, I'm going to call it the Fuck Y'all podcast. I was like, I don't give a fuck if y'all watch the shit or not. Mike was like, you can't keep saying that. Man, fuck him.
For real.
But again, it's taking legs, and like I said, it's the you two brothers, man. Like I said, are
Absolutely.
so instrumental in that, man. So like I said, privately, I told you this, but like I said, I'm gonna tell you in front of the world, just like I told him, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you,
so
man.
I'm looking forward to see what we do next. But ladies and gentlemen, anything you want to promote? Put your stuff out there, brother.
Yeah, man. Just go to www.tztable.com. You want to hit me up for any seminars, bookings, music, wrestling, anything of that nature. That's the hub of everything at TZ Jones on all social medias.
Okay.
You guys can follow me there. And monteasytv@gmail.com for all booking information. Hit you with my my team and stuff. And we'll get it set. But I love you, brothers.
No, love you.
I love you guys.
Yes,
And anything you guys need, if I could be of service. You know what I mean? And Coop, Get us some tickets, man. We coming to a Laker game.
Brother, we met Michael Cooper last night.
Yes, sir.
That's a legend, brother. So we may be having Michael Cooper on the show. Mike,
Yes,
you
sir.
got an
I'm
open
gonna make that
invitation,
connection.
brother.
Yo, Mike, I'm gonna make the phone call.
I got to shake Michael Cooper's hand because of Monteasy.
Absolutely, man. So blessings to you guys. I love you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, so before we get out here, like we always do, IronAddictsBrands.com, where you get all your official CT Fletcher merchandise. If you don't get the shit from Iron Addicts brand, the shit is a fake.
Damn right.
And I'm still amazed that it's all these damn fakes out here. But goddamn it, if you ain't getting it from here, damn, you got some more shit up there. I ain't even seen yet. You got shorts up there and shit?
Yeah, man. Don't be trying to. They ain't got no zipper in the back, so you might not want them.
Oh shit!
What I told him.
Solomon, this shit wasn't that funny, Solomon. Damn. So all
Mike don't wear those shorts unless they got a zipper in the back.
Anyway. Matter of fact, go buy all the fake shit you want. Hey, they selling that shit over in Iran, wherever. Get that shit someplace else. Fuck Iron Addicts.
Our shorts is way too long for two. Mike, he gonna have some booty shorts on. He ain't gonna wear the motherfuckers.
Also, I got some new merch getting ready to drop for the podcast merch. I'll be dropping that link on the next show, so y'all stay tuned. You guys always ask how you can support the show. You can support the show by commenting, liking it on the YouTube channel, sharing it. Also, purchasing Iron Addict merch, which personally helps out Pop. So please, please, please support Iron Addicts brand, support the F Y'all podcast. Again, thank you guys so much. We couldn't do this show without you guys, the listeners. The following is growing every day. So thank you guys so much for checking us out, rocking with us, even though he is damn near impossible to deal with. Y'all still love this old bastard.
Fuck y'all.
Anyway, but we're going to end this show like we do every show. Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all.
It's the F